I'll give you a thumbs up when it's on.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the January 27th, 2026 meeting of the AIM High Board of Directors Planning Committee. The time is 6:18 and I want to call the meeting to order and just want to welcome Ms. Greer, Mr. West to our meeting. Hopefully we will have others to join, but just want to thank you for taking time to be a part of our January board meeting. At the current time, we do not have a quorum. However, if we do establish a quorum later, then we will make that known. So let's begin by having a moment of silence as we think about our school, as we think about all the things that are happening around us. Let's pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Now, each month, we feel that it's very important to state our mission statement because we want it to be known what AIM High is all about, all the wonderful things that are happening at AIM High. And so our mission statement says, Arts, Innovation, and Media Middle College, AIM High, is a unique high school fueled by imagination and creativity, designed to equip the next generation of creative artists and entrepreneurs to build their futures through the performing arts, innovation through a hybrid model, and media. We fuel the next generation of college graduates, creative artists, and innovative entrepreneurs. AIM High seeks to create a school community that enhances students' lives through the highest possible level of development for each learner to live morally, creatively, and productively in a transformative and ever evolving world. At this time, I'm going to ask Ms. Greer if she has an AIM High motivational moment that she would like to share.
I do. Today is going to be a little bit different because we've recently made the news that AIM High has been moved to closure due to things that we'll discuss today. However, I did want to note a letter that a parent has sent in regards to the news. We have been getting calls and emails and letters from different parents, and I thought this one could be fitting. So I'll read some of it. Hello, just wanted to drop a line to let you know how amazing you are. This school is very, very impressive and has been so good for my kiddo. We are heartbroken with the news, and we definitely cried on Tuesday. We did all the things. I know you have done all the right things and all the extra things so that this didn't have to happen. I get it. You all did everything you could. We have absolutely zero regrets of joining AIM High. It has been nothing short of spectacular. Should you get back up and running for 2027-28, we will be back. And also my youngest daughter as well, because she'll be a freshman by then. I plan to stay in contact with you all, and we hope that you all continue to do great things. Thank you, and we love you all so much. This letter from a parent, I think, just speaks volumes to the impact that we've been able to make in such a short amount of time, opening in August. And this is just one of many emails that I am receiving, but it's to a kudos to this team, our staff, our board, our founding team members. Kudos to our students and our parents, because this community has really, really grown and budded into something that was so beautiful. And so just let this motivation just continue to spur us on as we close out this school year and we prepare to transition. I want to thank again all of the families who have extended their support throughout this time. We thank you, and we still are aiming high. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Principal Greer, for sharing that motivational moment. that needed to be heard. And as you said, we are getting so many responses similar to what you read. It's unfortunate that a lot of people are not aware of the impact that AIM High has on students. A lot of times the focus is on other things when it really should be on what difference is being made in the lives of students and in the lives of the community. And again, unfortunately, not enough people are aware of that. So thank you for sharing that. It's definitely encouraging for me, and I hope it will be for anyone that hears this, anyone that sees this, so that hopefully we can move forward in a positive manner. Okay, because we do not have quorum, we will move forward. We will not be able to take any votes at this time. However, if we do establish quorum, we will come back and take those votes. So we will move forward to the part 5 of our agenda, which is the reports, and we will start with our finance report with Mr. West.
All righty. I know Zach had sent over the reports here not too long ago, but what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and share the screen so y'all can see everything here. Let's see. Are y'all able to see the financial reports? Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure. So these are some of the newer ones that we're working through that we had sent out an email about not too long ago. We just wanted to go ahead and walk through some of the items. As I had mentioned on the last one, it's going to look a little bit different this month. But that's all by design as we're kind of troubleshooting and building out a little bit better process for everybody. But so on the executive summary, you can see just kind of higher level numbers on here, looking at revenue, operating expenses, and net revenue or surplus deficit comparatively to the prior month, which it's pretty easy to look at. Everything green is good. Red is obviously not good. But revenue overall and expenses have been trending in the right direction. Year to date have increased revenue, which is expected this time of year. Y'all's funding adjustment will be hitting in January, or we're in January at this point. It will be hitting hopefully the next day or two. They have released the funding adjusted for y'all's 45-day count, which is, even though the student count only went up a few students, it's still going to be a pretty substantial difference in comparison to what y'all have been funded on. Y'all have been funded basically the last couple of months, sitting around $30-ish thousand. Moving into January, because of the student count adjustment on y'all's 45-day count, it'll be closer to 50, and that's because of y'all's additional weightings coming into effect on y'all's 45-day count. For new schools, those additional add-on weightings don't come into effect until the 45-day count, so y'all see that adjustment in next month. But the metrics will be more so which y'all are used to seeing, which is just going to be kind of a snapshot on here of where y'all are currently budgeted student count wise, which y'all budgeted at 35 students. Based on your 45-day count, you're at 44. So currently trending over your student count that you had budgeted for originally. And then the next graph, which is similar to what we've had on the prior ones, is also your cash balance. So you can kind of see that trend throughout the year, which obviously towards the beginning there was influx of funds, but that has slowly started dropping down over the past couple of months. With this current month, January, that we're in now, that funding hitting here at the end of the month, hopefully that should start trending up. And then down below here is just a kind of graph depicting how you're trending versus your budgeted surplus deficit. So what you budgeted for bottom line for the year is 3,000, almost 4,000. And this graph just kind of shows the green line of how y'all have been trending throughout the year, which has been kind of declining throughout the year, but hopefully with this funding shift, again, that should start transitioning and starting to level back out. And then lastly, the graph on here, just to kind of give y'all a good idea of where your days cash on hand. And essentially days cash on hand, we're just kind of looking at what your total expenses are and what you've budgeted to calculate how much it costs per day, and then comparing that versus your current cash balance. So as of December, what your current cash balance is and how many days you can cover, which it has been dropping, which as y'all are aware, cash has been dropping down, but now with the 45-day count adjustment, should start seeing this number come up. But that's just something to kind of keep in mind and watch for as y'all are going through the school year, just to make sure that the green lines are either sitting with the blue ones, the targets, or surpassing it. Outside of that, I'll go ahead and just switch over to the balance sheet side of things. So looking at cash overall, November versus December, you're pretty close. It's a $6,000 difference there. But outside of that on your balance sheet, there's not really any other big adjustments month over month. And then the monthly one will be a little bit more indicative of everything here. So you can see total revenue across the months. Y'all have been sitting at your base funding around 28. And like I mentioned earlier, it'll be higher 40,000s coming through instead of the 28. So hopefully things will start balancing out there. And you'll see that on the next month's financials. But then on here, you can kind of see the trend of how everything's flowing. Obviously, in the month of December, there was a drop in contract services, which is somewhat expected as well, just because of the holidays and everybody being out. And then I will move over to budget over actual. Overall, revenue first budget, biggest kind of shift there is going to be planning and implementation, those funds sitting out there, but then also just student count catching up where it hadn't been originally. So these should start circling back around as funds come through. Outside of that, just looking at, I'll scroll down here to total personnel, sitting a little below targeted, which is good. Contracted services, trending a little bit higher there, which is just kind of offsetting the underspend in personnel is kind of offset by contracted services. So just kind of balancing the two out. And then looking at supplies, obviously have a higher than budgeted currently at this point. That's mainly due to the computers that's sitting on here of 39. Without those computers sitting on there, you'd be relatively close. And then facilities, which is the other big pocket, trending in line there. Other expenses are a little bit higher. Pupil activities, there's really nothing there. But overall, biggest shifts are due to the revenue of the planning and implementation and the student count catching up. These should start shifting around, but those are the big differences based on where you're currently at and where you had budgeted originally. Wanted to open it up to see if anybody had any questions or anything based on these. I know Zach has that over in your email currently, to where if you have any questions after looking at it, you can always follow back up as well. But just wanted to open it up to see if anybody had any questions.
No, Bryce, I have a question, not related to what you shared, because I like this report, by the way. And this
We're
is a
still
lot.
working through it, so it'll
Yeah.
probably shift a little bit here or there, a little bit different graphs, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's a newer one we're working with. We're trying to troubleshoot some just to give some better information, y'all.
We appreciate that. Will you be able to identify how much we have raised through fundraising at some point? Maybe not now, because we haven't done too many levels of fundraising, but is that something that we should be, aware of as a committee?
Yep. So currently, right now, their bulk of y'all's revenue, looking at other income,
Mhm.
is going to be, or local revenue. Student fees is the biggest piece there at 37. contributions and donations currently what we have booked or on the financials to December
Mhm.
is just shy of $800. There is some funds sitting in other income, which could also be donations as well. We just need specification on that, can move that up there. But those are this
Okay.
is the main pocket on the financials. If y'all are ever looking at donations as those come in and you're looking at a report, you can just reference that up in the 1000s, the 1920
Okay.
contributions and donations.
Awesome. And also, we did just receive our notice for January allocations as well, just to give you a
Mhm.
heads up.
Yeah, we saw the email come across from Kelly in Limestone, just waiting for those, see the funds to the
Funds
to the
to-
account. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.
yeah. Do y'all have any other questions on the financials? Don't all jump at once.
Have any? You
Thanks,
have any,
Brad.
Ms. Jordan?
What'd you say, Dr. Rivers?
Did you have any questions?
No, it seemed pretty thorough to me.
Okay.
All righty.
All
Well,
right,
y'all
thank
let me
you.
know if y'all need anything or have any questions. Outside of that, I hope y'all have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank
Same to
you.
you.
You
We
too.
appreciate your time.
Thanks for waiting.
Yeah, no problem. Bye.
Okay, good night. Okay, I like that report as well. It makes it very easy to read, the format that he showed us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will continue with our agenda. Okay, we're going to continue with our Executive Director, Principals Report. Ms. Greer. You're muted.
Thank you. Just talking away. So today I'm going to just kind of go do a walkthrough. As you all may or may not remember, we are just now in January, we closed out semester 1. And we're very excited because on January 13th was our last day of the first semester. And so now students are in the process of either doing mastery makeup or already moved to semester 2. And many of our classes remain the same. However, there are a couple where students will be taking new classes. We also enrolled 2 new students prior to the news that we would be closing, and those 2 new students are getting acclimated. And since then, we have had more families reach out to enroll their children, but we have had to turn them away due to the news of closure and the information from our authorizer to cease all recruitment efforts. So I will no longer be reporting out on recruitment and enrollment. I will only be sharing just kind of as is information as we move towards closure. So the first thing I want to share is that we did have a parent meeting and family meeting on January. January is going very fast. Oh my goodness, what day was January 20th? It was just last week, a week from today, where we made the announcement to our students and our families, the impact that this closure will have and to guide them through the transition, and provided them with resources and supports and next steps. However, I do want to kind of talk about the great things that took place in January. One being our winter showcase. We hosted our first winter showcase and business pitch competition. And it was a wonderful success. So wonderful that we are still working on the footage to bring out the information and to give you a visual. So be prepared for February because we will be showing you what all students have done. We had 3 winners for our business pitch competition. The students were incredible. They gave wonderful pitches towards these ideas that they have been working towards, and we were so proud of them. We also had performances from all of our arts programs. From recording arts, we had a live listening party. From the theater arts model, we had live acting and monologues from our student actors and performers. From our dancers, we had dance selections from our dancers who were taught by the Southeastern Ballet School. We also had our film and media students provide a visual. We had students making commercials. And I don't know if you heard about the young lady that just went viral for making a commercial for Dr. Pepper. But she received a contract and the commercial went live on national television during one of the NFL games. And so that is just so encouraging because our students have been working on filming their own commercials, and hopefully they will be picked up and looked at as not next, but now, the now talent. And that was our focus, Hope Dealers When They See Me. So in our beginning phase, we started off the school year with welcoming our students back in January and giving them an overview of what they could expect for the new year. One of the things was we wanted them to understand the importance of starting the 2026 school year right. Although it is a close to a semester, they still have to finish strong this school year, and our goal is to keep them aligned to their goals. So we talked about those goals. We talked about the academics as the most important goal of making sure all of our students are earning 80% or higher mastery in all of their classes on every single assignment. It is a tough task, but our students are proving to meet that challenge. Many of them have been super impressive, and I can't wait to share those final grade results at the end of semester one when we go over semester two grades. But because we haven't distributed report cards, I won't share publicly here, but I'm very proud of many of our students. And as you all can see here, we had our students selected for USC. These are our USC apprenticeship students who have been working as apprentices with Mr. Malcolm Van Hannigan of Perspective Cinema. We went over some updates about testing and giving students a reminder of the calendar, and the calendar has been updated to reflect all of the testing dates, mostly in March, April, and May, but also to remind them of what's ahead. We talked about mastery makeup. This is something that our teachers have asked of us to have for our students who needed more support. So between January 26th, starting yesterday, all the way to February 25th, our students will be engaged in mastery makeup days, where they will be working on building up their skills to meet the 80% goal and ensure that they can end the semester strong. As I already shared about the winter showcase, so I won't go into that anymore, but this is the flyer that one of our students made and from our film and media major. We talked about trips and events. Students got to talk about some of those things, of course. And we discussed their plans for continuing the school year strong. One of the highlights we made was Miss Alyssa D., who is a junior at Aim High, and she's in her 11th grade year. We are proud of her because she just completed 2 college credits at Midlands Technical College. So she received her college credits as well as her high school credits with us. Alyssa has asked to double up this semester, semester 2. And not only that, she is a dancer and an actor. And Alyssa did a live solo dance at the showcase. She created a video, and she's one of our top students. She made the honor roll in semester 1. So we are so proud of Alyssa. She is an example of who an Aim High student truly is and how we really support every single student towards their success. So we got a chance to celebrate her and shout her out. And that is pretty much an update from our January and what we've been doing and what we've been working on. In lieu of the sad news, I want you to know that our students are shining brightly and we're so proud of them. And our goal is to keep them going in that direction until the end of the school year and beyond. So thank you. If there are any questions, I will open up the floor. Any questions for me?
Ms. Greer, I do not have any questions, but I want to say I am extremely proud of you, first of all, as our school leader.
Thank you.
I really can't even put it into words. Considering where we are as far as the status of the school, to still be positive, to still have all these wonderful things going on. I commend you. I mean, we could not have a better leader than you. So thank you so much for everything that you do every day to encourage these young people. This is why they keep going, is because they have you to motivate them, and they have you to let them know that you have high expectations. It may not be easy, but you have high expectations of these students, and they want to make you proud. They want to make their parents proud. They want to make the community proud.
That's
So
right.
all of the wonderful things that you've shared, I wish other people, and I hope people will see this broadcast, which is being live streamed. I hope that people will see all the wonderful things that are happening at AIM High. And I mean, who knows what the future holds? You know, we're saying the school is going to be closed, but who knows what the future holds? I
Mhm.
feel like great things are still in store. And like you said, even for the rest of the year, the students have a lot of exciting things to look forward to, the academics as well as their arts and their entrepreneurship. So congratulations to you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rivers. And thank you for sharing that. And this work would not be possible without God, but also our teachers. Our teachers have been phenomenal. We only have 5 teachers, and they have truly been remarkable. And so we're excited to celebrate them with Teacher Appreciation coming up. But I did want to shout them out because they really do support our students. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I will convey that to them as well.
And I'm glad you did share that. You know, this is just an example that it doesn't take a whole lot of people to
Mhm.
make change occur. It doesn't take, you know, a whole lot of people for positive things to happen. In fact, some of the greatest things that have happened in history have happened because of a few people.
Mhm.
And so I hope that the larger audience will see that it's not necessarily always about huge numbers.
Mhm.
It's more about the quality than always the quantity.
That's right. That
And
is
so
so
we're just
correct.
going to keep pushing
Yeah.
and just have a successful second semester. So
Thank
thank you to everyone,
you.
all parents, students, everyone. Thank you for everything that you do. Ms. Jordan, were you going to add something?
No, I was just sharing your same sentiments, Dr. Rivers. One thing, Kristen, I'd like to just tell you is that when I first met you, I just always thought of you as an innovator. And that was even evident in just that simple task that you gave the students of, drafting their own commercials. I did see with that young lady who came up with the Dr. Pepper jingle. And that's just really evident of your innovation, how you're a forward thinker. You're always at the beginning, always on the cusp of like what's to come. And that's something I admire about you. Like Dr. Rivers said, you could see your passion still shine through. I'm looking forward to the rest of the semester and just excited to see us finish strong. And like Dr. Rivers said, God does have the final say, and he can act suddenly, and so I'm just looking forward to the future because we don't know what could happen.
That's great. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Carmen. Wow, that was very important. I'm so glad to hear you say that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, we're going to continue with our agenda. The next item, I'm going to put it back up so everyone can follow along. The next item on our agenda is under discussion items. Actually, before we do the discussion items, let's go back to the action items, which are at the beginning of the agenda. We have established quorum. Good evening, Miss Jones. Hope you're doing well.
Hi. Yes, I'm sorry. I got distracted. I forgot.
Mhm. Okay, so we're going to go back to the beginning of the agenda with the items that need to be approved. We're going to start with the approval of the agenda, even though we've gone through it pretty much, just in order to be to follow, the rules as we should. I need to get someone to make a motion to approve the agenda, and I will ask someone to second, please.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we will approve the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, the ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you. Okay, the second item is the approval of 2 sets of minutes, and these were shared with you prior to the meeting. We had a special meeting last week on January 22nd. But then before that, of course, we had our regular meeting on December 18th. So let's begin. I will ask someone to please make a motion, followed by a second, to approve the minutes from our meeting on December 18th, 2025.
I make a
I make a
motion.
motion.
Okay.
I make a
Betty?
motion to approve the minutes of December 18th, 2025.
I second it.
Okay, it has been motioned and seconded that the minutes from December 18th will be approved. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, the ayes have it and the motion carries. The second set of minutes are from our special meeting that occurred on January 22nd, 2026, where we had to approve our bylaws as well as vote on the closure of the school. May I get someone to make a motion followed by a second to approve the minutes?
A motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that we will approve the minutes of the special meeting on January 22nd. Or is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, the ayes have it and the motion carries. So thank you all so much for those action items. Okay, now that takes us to item 7, the discussion item on our agenda, which deals with the school closure. It's very sad to have this on our agenda and to even have to talk about this, to have to announce this, but it is a reality that we have to accept, even though we still have hope for the future. Because of our not being accepted by any of the school authorizers, we will have to close on by June 30th, 2026, which basically is the end of this academic school year. So we will not be able to continue in the school year 26-27. So I want to take a moment just to see if any of the board members have any questions, if any of the board members have anything that you might want to share. If any of you feel like you would like more specific information, we can do so at this time.
Okay, I know we mentioned that a school district could possibly authorize us. Do we still have that option between now and June?
No, we do not have that option. The option for us to be accepted by any authorizer, including the higher education institutions as well as the school districts, the deadline was December 15th, 2025. So we do not have that option to be accepted by a school district or any other authorizer.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay. If there are no other questions or comments on the discussion item from our board members, we'll take a look at our announcements. Our next regularly scheduled meeting is February 26th, using the same Zoom link. And again, just as a reminder that all of our board meetings are live streamed. This took effect statewide on January 1st. All school board meetings are live streamed. So in addition to it being on Zoom, these are live streamed, and the video will be made available, or the live streaming will be made available soon after our meeting in a timely manner. We will be using the same link for Zoom for all of our meetings for the rest of the year. I think Ms. Greer may have mentioned the things that are upcoming. Is there anything else that needs to be shared as far as upcoming events? Okay, if there are no upcoming events, again, thank you all so much for being present for our January meeting. It is 6:54, and I will ask someone for a motion to adjourn, followed by a second. And then also allowing us to go into executive session. So I need someone to motion that we will adjourn the meeting, the regular meeting, and go into executive session, and then followed by a second.
I make a motion. Go ahead, Kristen.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
Okay, so it has been moved and properly seconded that we will adjourn the regular meeting, and we will go into executive session.